One of the nation's biggest banks, J.P. Chase, is admitting it overcharged several thousand military families for their mortgages, including families of troops fighting overseas. NBC's senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers joins us now with exclusive details on this. Hey, Lisa, good morning.
Good morning, Ann. A Chase official acknowledges that what happened here is grim and that some families were wrongly foreclosed on. The bank appears to have repeatedly violated a law designed to protect members of the military and their families from financial stress while they're in harm's way. And all this might never have come to light but for a Marine captain and his wife.
Get you on the wave. Hey. We love you, honey.
Love you too. I miss you guys a lot.
These days, Julia Rolls and Marine Captain Jonathan Rolls, an F-18 pilot conducting missions in Asia, talk mostly via Skype.
How's the weather?
Always part of the conversation.
Hold on tight.
Their two children and their endless battle with Chase.
It's been a nightmare. It's been my living nightmare.
Their saga began in 2006 when Rolls went on active duty. By law, active duty troops generally get their mortgage interest rates lowered to 6%, and they are protected from foreclosure. But Chase took months to lower Rolls' rate, initially overcharging the family, they say by as much as $900 a month. Then 2 years ago, they say Chase began hitting them with collection calls, which escalated.
This is Sandy with Chase Home Finance.
Sometimes 3 a day, claiming they owed as much as $15,000.
Saturdays, Sundays, middle of the night, did not matter if it was a holiday.
What were they threatening to do?
Take the house, report us to the credit agency.
And how much money did you actually owe the bank?
We didn't owe them anything.
You didn't miss a single payment?
No.
Their records show that while they kept making payments based on their 6% rate, the bank had wrongly charged them 9 and 10%, then hounded them for money they did not owe. Desperate, Rolls got a lawyer and sued Chase for himself and other troops.
They ought to have to worry about fighting the fight and keeping alive, not about whether their wives or children are going to be put out on the street.
While the lawsuit is still pending, a Chase official now tells NBC that Rolls did everything right and the bank did a lot wrong. And in reviewing other mortgages, Chase found an even bigger problem. 4,000 troops may have been overcharged and 14 families wrongly foreclosed on. Chase told us that while any customer mistake is regrettable, quote, we feel particularly badly about the mistakes we made here. The bank says it's now voluntarily issuing $2 million in refunds, and it says most of the families improperly foreclosed on have gotten or will get their homes back. Chase says it already refunded any overcharges to Rolls, but Ann, the couple disputes that.
All right, Lisa Myers. Lisa Myers, thanks for your reporting on this.
For employees, these are wonderful institutions, and like any institution, including the military, media, and Congress, sometimes there's a bad apple. And yet we denigrate the whole institution. People around the world would give their arm and a leg to own these companies. Okay, so they're symbiotic, they're great companies. We have the deepest, widest, most transparent capital markets in the world. Yes, there were some flaws. We should fix them. We should punish people if they committed a crime or made a terrible mistake. This country is the best place for business on the planet, and the best country. It's the most free, it's the most open. That's what we should be talking about. And, and if you ask, I've worked on Wall Street most of my life. If you ask most people on Wall Street, they don't mind paying. We're not, when they say, I know Warren Buffett gets mostly dividends and interest income, which is why it's his 17%. But most of us, wage earners, okay, are paying 39.6%, and now I guess it could be 12 or something in New York and the state. 50%, I don't mind paying 50%. And just like President Obama, I would love to lift up the poor, the impoverished, the inner city school kids. But we still want a meritocracy. We still got built. We have a wonderful country, and that's what we should be doing, helping people get by. That's all. And so, yeah, that's what I'd be talking about if I was a politician running, which I'm not, by the way. I mean, acting like everyone who's been successful is bad, and that because you're rich, you're bad. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Unfortunately, the street loves the guy, but they're not giving his stock any premium. J.P. Morgan has really not been much of an outperformer against the rest of the banks at all, despite Mr. Dimon's popularity.